Hey guys, hey, I want to take a minute and talk to you guys about the RS. And I never really got into why I traded the STI and for the RS. And it was kind of, it's not really a spur of the moment thing. I've been researching the car since they first debuted, and they were really cool. But I, like a lot of others, were waiting to see if they were overhyped. We wanted to really make sure that there's no bugs with the car or anything like that. Normally I don't buy a first year or anything, but I did buy a 16, and we're into 2017 now, so it was a leftover 16. But I waited all that time to make sure it was what I wanted to do. The STI was cool. I originally bought the STI with the intention of keeping it, but the RS seemed like it was going to fit me better. And like I've said before, flip a coin, I'd be happy with either one. But I want to try something new. I like some of the features that the RS had over the STI. And the deal that I got in contact with my dealership, and I had a friend of mine that works there. So I didn't really have to deal with any huge negative equity loss, which is a big win, partially because I did not pay anything close to the MSRP of the STI, and I got about $1,000 off of the RS. So the deal worked out. There was a very small amount of negative equity that I dealt with, which negative equity is always a bad thing. But when I made it small, I mean freaking tiny, like here's my debit card kind of thing. So not a big deal. But this video is not about that. So we're going to continue to talk about the RS. But anyway, when I approached the vehicle, it really spoke to me. The STI, I really enjoyed the car. I didn't like, well, I did like the fact that the sky's the limit with customization with Subarus. It's really cool. The part I don't like is, for me, to each his own, but for me, the car, the STI out of the box as it was nowhere close to where I wanted it to be. So while it's cool that you could, you got a blank canvas and you can really, you can paint the car by, what I mean is you can buy car parts and make it your own. That's tough to do when you got a family. The mods come in slower. I think if I was younger and I didn't have a family and stuff, it would have been easier to just make it rain in the car. But the RS came with more standard features and more better performance, standard in the car out of the box. Like I've talked about in the last video, it was a better package, at least to me anyway. People are going to think what they want to think, and you have the right to do so. But this is my story, and this is how I got the RS and why. I had the STI for 8 months, and it was good. Every bit of it, not a single problem, not a single hiccup at all. Anyway, get back on track. What I wanted to do was make this video about a walk around of the car. I wanted to give a brief description of a brief reason of why I went this route, and then walk you through the car. And I'm gonna hint at some of the little comparison between the STI and the RS, and that way anybody that's watching this, it's again cross shopping just like the last video. Maybe this will help them decide. I don't believe that there's a perfect car out there anywhere. If there was, I would be, well, I probably wouldn't have one because it probably cost $7 million or something. But for a normal person that doesn't make millions of dollars a year, I think that the RS is a pretty good package. So we're going to jump to it, and then I'm going to lift this garage and we're gonna walk outside and take a look at the car, so stay tuned.
Okay, let's walk around the car. Phone in the picture. So yeah, it's a Ford Focus RS. How about that? All right. So here is the interior, and it is a healthy mess because I drive this thing every single day. But we'll go ahead and take a seat. So if you guys haven't seen this, wait for it. Oh, I didn't do it. There we go. So, you're the RS owners, if you haven't done this, that's the update that you can download into your USB port that'll get you Android Auto. And you do have to replace the USB from I think it's an F-150 part, I'm not sure, but anyway, it'll give you CarPlay whenever you do that. So the interior is quite nice. The steering wheel is nice. It's flat bottomed, nice little RS logo and all that stuff. The leather is very soft and squishy. It is a better, the STI wheel feels better as far as your 10 and 2 notches, but this is by no means bad at all. Everything looks really nice. Everything's soft touch, you know, soft touch on the doors. You got your hard plastics, you know, where you would normally find them in a car. Cup holders, and then, you know, you got your seats. So, and in the back. Anyway, by no means is this a bad interior. I think that the navigation, or not navigation, these controls, your HVAC controls in the STI are a little better, easier to use. These you have to kind of hunt down some of these buttons. It can be a little confusing on the fly, but not too bad overall. You know, you got your gauges up here, and it looks so far away in this video, but really, I mean, it's really perfect. It's right there in your view. You know, I always felt like the STI was kind of a little far over. Maybe that's just me, but the boost gauge and all that stuff being right there, I thought that I think that this is perfect. I think it's great. You know, I got sunglass holders and, you know, all that jazz. The seating position, you know, you sit a little bit higher than you would in the STI. You're a little bit more further down the STI. And I just keep comparing that car because that's what I just came out of. So this is like a, you know, seat to seat comparison pretty much. Which something that's nice is you have auto up and down on your front as well as the back. Here's all your drive modes and everything else. This is interesting. This is your auto start stop. So if you're at a red light, foot on the brake, you put it in neutral, take your foot off the clutch, give it a couple seconds, the engine will kill itself. And then when it starts to go green or whatever, you just push the clutch in and it fires right up. It's real quick. And then you can also turn it off. Sound system is very good. You got a subwoofer in the back, so I'm very pleased with that. You know, I had a base STI, I didn't have any of those luxuries. So, but yeah, after a couple of days of driving, you know, people talk about the weird seating position because the front of the seat doesn't actually go down, so you have to raise the back up. But you know, after a couple of days, no big deal. And I did put a little spacer down there in the accelerator. to bring it further, more in line with the clutch and brake. And the shifter, when I replaced basically it's a transmission bracket that goes in the inside. I didn't film it, but it's really simple, $80 part or whatever, but it shortened the throws quite a bit. It made it a lot more notchy. So the shifter bracket that I chose to go with was Steeda, just because I pretty much, the price was right, and I trust their parts. I mean, it's a bracket, whatever. But so, 6 gears, you got your reverse there, no big deal. It's pretty standard stuff. It's nice and weighted. I don't really feel the need for a different knob at this point. I think it looks great. Something else that pleases me is I am not a big fan of chrome. And all around this car, you don't have chrome. This is like a polished aluminum. It looks fantastic. I love it. But overall, the interior is a really nice place to be. So because it's an RS1 as well, I don't have the Alcantara and the seats. It's just leather and cloth, and that is completely okay with me. I do not care. This will probably clean a little better, and I saved a few $1,000s. I mean, that's part of the RS2 package, with the heated everything else. You get the Alcantara seats, but you don't have Alcantara here. It's all leather still, where the STI has got Alcantara everywhere. But anyway, this is completely fine with me. I love it. Driving this thing is a joy. And then so we're gonna step back outside. We'll take a look in the back. So the doors open nice and wide. Not quite as wide as the STI, but plenty fine. And then, if I get into this thing, so I'm behind myself and I still have plenty of legroom here. Excuse me. So I'm 5'11", and the back seats are comfy, plenty of room, and you got nice little cubbies here, all around here and down here in the wheel well. And so here's another little here's a view from the back seat, what everything looks like. Yep, it's very nice. Everything is soft touch. You don't have the soft touch here in the back. That's all hard plastic and everything. You still have some leather down here, but this is not soft like it is in the front. Matte pockets. I don't know what that is. So, and then as far as the back, you got plenty of space. And then underneath here you have your subwoofer. Sounds good. And then you can remove this and you can lay the seats down. And something I've seen in videos, they talk about how you cannot lay the back seats down all the way. Well, that's a lie. You can remove the headrest and put your hand under here, and then if you lift up hard, these will lift all the way up, and then this seat rest will tuck right down, and it is a smooth flat surface. So pretty cool. Now, the only modifications that I've made to this thing are the bracket, and then I did a open air filter. Open air filter gives a little bit more turbo noise. I'll do a startup and revs and all that other stuff in the other video, but for now this is just kind of like a walk around initial impressions. So other than that, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for the next one.